Welcome everyone to Level Up Firearms. I'm Joe, the owner of the company. I'm going to do a strip and clean video of this Glock 19. I do this so that my students that I teach here in Colorado, I teach private courses, firearms courses, they can come on and learn some lessons if they forget on how to clean their firearms. So without further ado, what we're going to first do is we're going to take our firearm. We're going to take out the magazine, push the magazine release, empty magazine, set it aside. Now we're going to check the chamber. Yes, I have tape here and here. This is for covering my serial number. You won't have tape on your gut, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to check. It is clear. I'm going to lock back. You can see visually it's clear. You can feel it if you like. Okay, I'm going to close this guy down. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to check one more time. It's clear. We're going to pull the trigger back. There we go. And then we're going to take this tab, and we're going to take this tab, pull the gun out of battery. You see how I do that? Just pull it right out and pull those tabs down and it will slide right off. Now you have your frame right here. You have your slide. You have your recoil spring and your barrel. So first thing that I like to do is take the barrel, and today I'm going to be using shooter lube, and I'm going to just spray up one of those patches real fast, have that set aside for a sec. I'm going to take my bore brush here. If you go forward, backwards, this will not hurt the inside of this, so don't worry about that too much. We're just going to rub this through. There we go. Put a little jag on so we can push the patch through. We're going to place the patch right on the back. It's got our solvent on it to break down the lead and gunpowder residue. You can see it's a little bit dirty there. I'm going to flip it around. Push through again. Alright, so for now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to let those solvents kind of cake in there, or dissolve for a minute. And I'm going to look at everything else. So I'm going to look at the inside of my slide right here. And you have a couple of options here. You can use Q-tips. You can use a brush if you like. Any of that works fine. So I'm actually going to use a brush. And you can either spray directly in or spray on the brush. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of this solvent on the brush. And I'm just going to rub this down. This isn't too dirty. There's some channels right along here and right along there that your rails right along. These are your rails. You want to make sure that you get nice and clean, get all that carbon and gunpowder and whatnot out of there. I'm now going to just wipe this down. Normally you could let this sit and move on, but as I said, this is not all that dirty. I want to make sure I get right there in those grooves. Again, if you want to get a Q-tip in there, you go for it. Get a Q-tip in there. Okay. Get this all wiped out, and that looks pretty good. Alright, so there's that. Then we're going to take a look at this guy. If you want to take your same brush and scrub all this, you can look down in here, see what that looks like. Any places that looks like the metal is worn is where you're going to be, your wear points are going to be. That looks fine. This recoil spring is brand new, but if you wanted to scrub this up and then wipe it all down, you could do that as well. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our lubricant and our protectant, and we are going to start working on the slide here. Get inside those little grooves, just a nice thin stream going on, going all the way down. Put a little bit in there. If you want to have another toothbrush, you can do that. I've got one over here that I can put some lubricant and protectant on, and you could just scrub it in here if you like. That's too fine. You don't want to put a ton, but you want to make sure that there's enough that it works and helps protect everything. We're going to set that aside for a minute. We're going to take our recoil spring. This still has some lubricant on it. I'm just going to brush it up a little bit. That should be fine. Now if you have a gun grease, you can put them on these rails. You can put a little bit on your rails here. Set that aside. Alright, so with this guy, you can coat the outside and you can clean it, everything. This isn't that dirty, like I said. Now we're going to push a dry patch through. Push all that solvent out. Yeah, there's not really anything on that. Some people, what they'll do is they will take their lubricant protectant and just make a ring down in there. You can also put some on your patch or both, like I'm doing right now. That's totally fine. Now we're going to run this through. There we go. Nice, that looks great. Run it through again. You can see there's hardly anything on there. I'm comfortable and fine with that. It's not going to hurt the gun. I'm now going to coat the outside. You can use your brush, you can use your finger, you can wear gloves if you want. Definitely wash your hands afterwards. Okay, we're going to get this all lubed up. This is lubed up, this is lubed up, and that is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble everything. Stick our barrel in. You notice that the flat side lines with the top of the slide. Take our guide rod. We're going to stick the smaller end. There's a flat end, a smaller rounded end, right there in the front. We're going to just pull back, and it should line right up. We're going to line this up, just like that. We're going to rack it. It is clear, obviously. We're going to put it in safe direction. We're going to pull the trigger. It fires. Reset while holding the trigger. There you go. That's a reset and fire. It locks open. It closes. And that is how you clean your Glock. Pretty easy, pretty simple. You can go as in-depth as you like, or you can do it light like this. This only took a few minutes and we are done. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Feel free to pause and play and go through. If you have questions, feel free to comment and ask. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.